It's the Nuka-Cola Lounge, presented by the Triple S League.
How are those hot little potatoes?
Hello everybody, welcome to the Nuka-Cola Lounge, where we talk about all things Fallout. My name is Ash, and I'm here with Syb.
Hello.
And to kick off our premiere episode, we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite flat irradiated drink, Nuka-Cola. And it's good stuff. We actually are, in conjunction with this, we're doing a series of videos where we actually make Nuka-Cola with some recipes that Syb has dug up somewhere in the depths of the internet. And it's good stuff. Bethesda has something big on their hands with this.
They do. They have trademarked Nuka-Cola. So they appear to be planning to do something. We don't quite know yet. The other thing that's really cool is that a lot of people don't realize is there's more than one type of Nuka-Cola. There's the regular, and then there's about 15 different flavors that are, either canon or partial canon.
Right, okay. When you say they're canon or partial canon, does that mean that Bethesda actually has recipes for these different types of Nuka-Cola?
We know for sure that they have had at least one real recipe that they were actually planning to ship with the original Fallout 3, but they ended up getting into some trouble with how do they package a food item in with a game, in with like a game CD and case and papers and stuff, and what happens if it breaks, and then is it can it pass the food and drug inspections, and then what about other countries, so they ran into a bunch of stuff.
Plus the biggest question, can you put the bottle on your CD tray?
Yeah.
I mean, you this was back in the day when you had to put the CD in the computer to install the game. So I mean, where are you going to put your Nuka-Cola bottle?
Yeah, right. So,
but at the 2008 E3, they actually gave it out as a promotional item.
Yeah, there were a few.
Do we have any idea what flavor it was, or
it was a very stereotypical cola from all sources that seem to have tried it there. It basically tasted like a regular kind of like generic cola beverage, cross between like a root beer and a cola, and that's not really lore friendly. The lore says that Nuka-Cola is a fruit-based cola. It's such a fruity mix that when passion fruit started to die out in the world, apparently that was a big additive into the drink. And then people actually noticed that there was a big taste difference when the recipe had changed, when they couldn't put in passion fruit anymore. So that tells you how much fruit played a role in the flavor of Nuka-Cola. So I'm hoping that their actual new direction is that they'll actually go to the lore, say what was it meant to taste like, and then work on it from there.
That is neat though that they gave that out and they actually made the bottle. I mean, I wish I could get my hands on one of those official Nuka-Cola bottles, but hopefully, like you said, maybe they've got something coming in the future with regard to that.
I definitely think they have something coming in the future.
Well, it's huge. It's huge with the fans, with us as well. I mean, we've chosen it as part of our podcast name. Please don't sue us, Bethesda. Well, let's just take it right back to the beginning. So what is Nuka-Cola and where did it come from?
So Nuka-Cola is invented by a guy named John Caleb Bradberton. 2044 was the year that it was made. And by 2052, they had chosen this very unique colored blue bottle. So for the regular brand, for the generic flavor, it was in a blue glass bottle. In Fallout 3, you don't see that with the tinge in the color of the bottle. And in the Fallout 4 videos, so far, it looks like the bottle color is actually clear. And
they changed the bottle design up in Fallout 4.
Yeah, they really changed it up, and it kind of actually looks quite a bit like an old 1950s atomic bomb.
Right, a little shorter and squatter, and if I recall, it actually had those tail fin things on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit more like that than the regular Coca-Cola classic bottles.
Yeah, the bottle is very iconic, and you can tell it's very much modeled after the classic Coca-Cola glass bottles. Nuka-Cola in general is obviously a parody or a takeoff of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, they went for... It all boils down to the theme of the game, which is this iconic 1950s Americana. One of the big things that was super huge in 1950s Americana was advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And advertising for big brands, they ended up coming up with, lots of crazy, ridiculous ads and lots of crazy, like iconic, whether it's a figure or a brand name or a style or something like that.
And we're going to be talking about that in a future episode about why the 1950s is happening in the future.
Mm-hmm. Nuka-Cola was one of those things that came on the scene, almost 100 years after the split off from our timeline, and just ended up drowning out all of the competition with only one actual competitor left.
Right. Sunset Sarsaparilla. Only really sold in the iconic West. So like, the Nevada kind of area. That's the primary drink in Fallout New Vegas. So Nuka-Cola wasn't invented till 2044. Mm-hmm. What was going on before?
We can assume that, they probably had before 2044, they probably had the regular soft drinks and stuff like that, and soda shops, and of course something very popular in the 1950s were ice cream socials,
right? Yeah,
and stuff like that. By the way, I should mention that although it's not directly referenced a lot in the lore, it is mentioned that there are a few factories that still make Nuka-Cola, even into 2277, and there's actually secret robots that go around and replace or put a couple bottles into vending machines here and there. So that's hinted at. It's a pretty common theory. It's kind of like the torches in Skyrim. They never seem to go out.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense because going around in Fallout 3, literally every Nuka-Cola machine has drinkable Nuka-Cola in it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that there'd be some kind of a little flying drone that will go around and puts one or two bottles into every machine it comes across every now and then.
That would be awesome. Getting back to the lore for a second, I think we touched on this earlier, but the recipes that you can find online for various types of Nuka-Cola, how much are they actually based on content that's come from Bethesda or in the games, or are they do these come from fans saying, well, I think this is what it would taste like, and I think this is how you can make it?
If you Google or if you YouTube any of the, how do you make Nuka-Cola, you'll find the one recipe that a lot of people said, oh, this is the recipe.
And what's in that one?
That's the Coca-Cola, cream soda, or vanilla sodas, and about 1/3 Mountain Dew.
Right.
So,
and I think we tried that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did try that one, and
that was good.
And that one is very good. I will confess it is very good, but it didn't have any foundation. In fact, it was just kind of a guess. Now, I have a little bit of inside information. This is going way back to Fallout 2, and having spoken with one of the creators directly about his concept and his belief of what Nuka-Cola was. And I have that recipe, and that is a very guarded secret. So we will not be discussing that one right away. That one will be unleashed at a special time in the future.
Interesting. I didn't even know that. You've got all kinds of secrets.
I have tons of secrets.
So if we're talking about the base, Nuka-Cola, that's not a variant, not the Nuka-Cola Quantum, but just sort of your base generic dark-colored Nuka-Cola. Is that one a fruit-flavored cola?
Yeah, that's the primary one. That's supposed to be the fruit-flavored cola drink.
Okay.
But then we've got lots of different versions, and my personal favorite is the cherry Nuka-Cola.
Which apparently was a marketing disaster, though.
Yes, it was. It didn't go over too well, but it's my favorite one. Well,
I'm looking forward to trying that one, and I'm just reading here that after the quote marketing disaster that was cherry Nuka-Cola, they actually did release a classic Nuka-Cola. It was an attempt at saving the brand. It tastes apparently exactly like the original Nuka-Cola, but it comes in a new bottle that looks like the world's scariest dildo. Kind of mirrors Coke changing their recipe and then re-releasing Coca-Cola Classic.
Yeah, that one back in the day, that was interesting.
Some other variations: yellow Nuka-Cola, which is both yellow in color and has an interesting smell. Fusion Cola, and then of course Nuka-Cola Quantum, Nuka-Cola Clear, and Nuka-Cola Quartz, Victory.
The Nuka-Cola Victory one is going to be the most interesting to mix that up. In future episodes, we're going to cover like Quantum, we're going to cover the Clear, we're going to cover Quartz, there's some Cherry, some Classics, some Yellows, some Fusions, and we will also be doing videos, live action videos, where we actually cover its creation so that you can mix them at home.
So I'm just looking at this image gallery here, and there's a photo of the actual Nuka-Cola bottle that was given out at E3 2008. It just looks like a boring old soda bottle, like a Jones soda bottle.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. It doesn't look like a Nuka-Cola bottle. Incidentally, in Fallout 3, I keep finding these little toy Nuka-Cola trucks. So they obviously, as far as the lore goes, they had a lot of cross-marketing going on, and it was obviously very popular brand, even beyond just the drinks.
Yeah, it was a very secure, very large, controlled brand, all the way into the Armageddon, where 200 years and still everybody knows the brand and everybody likes the brand.
And and they still really enjoy it, even though it's very flat and just slightly irradiated.
Just a little radiation, it helps.
Keeps it sterile.
Except for those quantums, those are a little bit more than just a little radiated.
By the way, can we make some Sunset Sarsaparilla? Because I would love to try that too, as well.
Yeah, we'll do some of those.
Yeah,
and we'll also have the Blue Star.
Blue Star
for all you lore hands out there. Blue Star.
Awesome.
Don't ask questions.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions.
So, any final thoughts on Nuka-Cola?
No, I think we covered a good chunk of it.
Yeah, there's obviously a ton we could talk about with all the different variations and how it plays into the different games. I wanted to mention John Caleb Bradberton's name was actually an amalgamation of the names of the guys who started Coke and Pepsi. Mm-hmm. John Pemberton and Caleb Bradham. They took those two names and mixed them together, and that's the name of the guy that invented Nuka-Cola. It's John Caleb Bradberton.
It's a little soft nod. You find that in a lot of, especially Interplay stuff, back in the day. All these like little subtle nods to interesting points in history.
Mm-hmm. That about wraps it up for our premiere episode of the Nuka-Cola Lounge. And we want to hear from you. If there are topics you'd like us to discuss, if you have insights you'd like to share, or your own Fallout stories that you think we would find interesting, please leave comments below on the video, or you can tweet us. Our Twitter handle is in the description below. On behalf of Syb, my name is Ash. Thank you so much for listening.
Stay frosty, friends.